YouTube, what is up guys? So today is May 1st, which brings the start to 5A May. So if you don't know what 5A is, 5A yo-yoing is what I'm doing right now, where the yo-yo is actually tied to a counterweight instead of my finger, so that way I can throw the counterweight around and do all sorts of cool stuff. Now, I have done a buyer's guide on 1A yo-yos, but I've never actually done one on 5A yo-yos. So today, I'm going to go through 5 to $50 yo-yos that are all in my collection. So this is totally subjective, just my opinion, and just yo-yos that I have on hand. Like, I've traded away, sold yo-yos. I don't have everything I've ever reviewed on my channel. So this is just based on what I got right now. So if you've been around forever, you know the history of the 5A yo-yoing. But if not, the Duncan Freehand was the first 5A yo-yo. So anything from the Duncan Freehand line is always a good starting point. But we're going to kick it down a little cheaper. We're going to start at only $5, which I'm going to bring in to the yo-yo I'm using right now. This is a Magic Yo-Yo N5 Desperado. It is quite wide. It's a little bit on the small side, which is nice because it can still fit in your pocket and stuff. But it's actually really good for $5. Sometimes you'll see these online for like $10 to $15, but if you look in the right places, you can usually find it for like $5 on like AliExpress, eBay, places like that. For $5, you really can't go wrong. This thing can take one hell of a beating. This is like the 5A yo-yo that I use over concrete, whatever, because I just don't care. It's only $5. Now, I'm going to do one more $5 yo-yo. This is a Magic Yo-Yo. Also, now this is the Magic YoYo K1. Now this is like a beginner's Magic Yo-Yo. This one actually has a small bearing in it. You can switch between small and large bearing. So this is going to be responsive 5A actually. Which will be a little different for me. Haven't done this in a while. But yeah, you know, this one though is plastic. A lot of people when they're first playing 5A, they like to play with plastic yo-yos just because you have more things flying around and everything. And even this one being responsive, it can still, you know, work great. Usually when you buy these, it comes with both small and large bearings. But sometimes you can buy it like if you just want the large bearing or just want small bearing. Usually when you buy it though, it comes with both bearings. So really cool. You can play responsive or unresponsive. It also has hub stacks on it. So, you know, not by no means the best yo-yo in the world, but for $5, you're not going to feel bad about beating the crap out of it or anything. We're only going to go up to $50 because I think you shouldn't 5A with really expensive yo-yos until you're pretty good. And you should try to do it over carpet and grass as much as possible so you don't damage your yo-yos. Okay, so now we're going to go just slightly more expensive. We're going to go like the $10 to $15 range. And for $15, you can get this Tapio Mojo. My buddy Abner gave me this, and this thing is actually really, really good. For the money, you can't go wrong. I just hit my guitar, that's okay. Yeah, you cannot go wrong with this thing, and it's got, hit the guitar again, quite the long spin times, and it actually, you know, performs really good for only $15. It's got finger spin cups, great 1A yo-yo, as well as 5A yo-yo. You'll also notice all 5A yo-yos that are good are all good for 1A. You can really use almost all 1A yo-yos as a 5A yo-yo. These are just my recommendations. I like things a little bit on the cheaper side. They can take a beating, and preferably a little bigger. Here's another Magic Yo-Yo. This is the Magic Yo-Yo Node. This retails between $10 to $20 depending on what colorway you get and stuff. This colorway will cost you about $15-ish on Amazon or eBay. eBay and AliExpress always have the cheapest prices on. Yeah, just like the other ones, you know, this one is the first one I've taken out that really kicked it up a notch. This is an absolutely bomb of a yo-yo, no matter what style you use it for. As far as all the ones we looked at so far, definitely the best one as far as playability. And great yo-yo altogether. Now this one, it's a little smaller than most of the yo-yos I'm going to recommend for 5A. But this one I'm going to do 100% on durability. This is the YoYofactory Grip. This would probably be true with most of the YoYofactory budget plastics. This thing, if you haven't seen my review on this video, I literally light it on fire, run it over with a car, do all sorts of crazy stuff to it, and it still works totally fine. It's like this side is like all melted. That side still has the logos and stuff. But yeah, these are real cheap, like $10. You can even get these at Hobby Lobbies now. And that thing can take a beating, I'll tell you. That's a hilarious video if you've never seen that one. Okay, then we're going to go a little more expensive. We're going to like the $30 price range. We are going to go to the Yo-Yo Friends Dove. I actually really like this. This is same type of thing. It's like a plastic yo-yo. This is a Delrin yo-yo. This is a very, very, very good yo-yo. But it's just like all around awesome. Plastic yo-yos are normally what people like to start with 5A because you're going to hit yourself more. You're going to whack your hands and stuff, and you know, it's going to go flying all over the place. And a plastic yo-yo will do less damage to the things it hits than a metal yo-yo will. So very highly recommended. Also, this one I believe is like $22. This is the Aldi Demon. This is there's a couple different models, but they're both very good for 5A. They're quite big, quite angular. So if you like those big angular shapes, and Aldi yo-yos can actually take a beating pretty good. I've done some durability tests on them, and they're also like right up there. Okay, so now we are going to kick it up to like the $30 price range. We got the Duncan Windrunner. Now, I am a big fan of this yo-yo. This is actually really, really nice. And it's quite affordable. They make it in two different, in the 7068 and the 6065 metals. Both of them, I believe, are pretty cheap. A lot of times on the Duncan store, they put these for like 50% off and stuff. So sometimes you can get these like super cheap, like 25 bucks, 20 bucks. But yeah, this one, great yo-yo. Reviewed it not too long ago. My personal favorite is the Magic Yo-Yo Hot Diggity, my signature yo-yo. This thing, when I designed it, oh, I got a long string on here. I designed it to be good at both 1A and 5A. And this thing can definitely take a beating. Also too, at the $30 price range, it can do everything. Finger spins, thumb grinds, speed combos, tech combos, can play horizontal if you like that. Really, for a budget monometal, I am honored to have my name on the side of this yo-yo. So, it's all sold out worldwide, but there will be some special editions coming out through 2 different places, and then there should be like a overall 3rd run as well. When I get more details, I'll make a video on that. But yeah, very looking forward to that. Okay, now we're gonna kick it up just a little bit more expensive. We're gonna go to $40. Okay, there's lots of options in all these price ranges, and then once again, this is just my opinion. I have been nothing more than blown away, or nothing less, sorry, than blown away by the original Duncan Orbit. This thing is an absolute beast. I got this in a trade and I didn't even know what it was. This yo-yo is phenomenal at 1A or 5A. I really liked it for 5A. It's about the competition size, right in there. It's not too big, not too small, but it is big enough where it makes 5A really nice. Now, if you like something a little wider, 5A, normally people like a little wider ears. It just makes everything easier. Your tricks are less techy normally with 5A and more just crazy, so you need to be able to hit the strings better. This yo-yo, I just checked this out. This is the Blade 2.0 by YoYo Factory. This is Mikhail Malik's yo-yo. And yeah, there's the Blade 2 prototype. 40 bucks. Comes in a bunch of different cool colors. This thing is great at 5A. Really, really good. Overall, awesome yo-yo. For 1A though, you gotta be somebody that likes wide, boxy, angular yo-yos like this. Otherwise, it might not be your cup of tea for 1A, but for 5A, this thing, I honestly, I mean, I like it personally more for 5A, but I see a lot of people, I could see them, they liking it more for 1A or whatever. But for 5A, this thing is like perfect. It's, really wide, easy to catch, and everything. So lastly, we are going to go into our $50 price range. So our $50 price range, you got a lot of options with yo-yos at $50. Basically, you're just going to want anything that's around, the 65-ish grams, and that can take a beating, and that's, just a good yo-yo overall. Stability is a little more important because normally most people aren't doing like horizontal and stuff like that with 5A. So your overall stability and spin time is very important. And here's another YoYo Factory. This one, I don't know if you could buy this if this was just a mystery box, but this is the YoYo Factory Metal Replay. And this actually, I am very, very impressed with it for 1A and 5A, but it's that right size. The regular Replay Pro is also very good for 5A. In my personal opinion, it's a little too heavy. That's why I didn't include it. But the Metal Replay gets my big thumbs up. All right. Now, we couldn't have a video without having the Duncan Freehand Aluminum. This is Duncan's official 5A yo-yo that just came out. This is by far the best edition of the freehand they've ever made, in my opinion. And it's absolutely awesome. It is a little bit on the slimmer side because instead of making it more towards like what people are using today, they made it more homage to the original freehand. They kind of took those dimensions and they just widened it up a little. If you want something a little wider, you could get the Freehand Pro. I wasn't the biggest fan of this. It is cheaper, but this one is phenomenal, okay? Just know you're slightly smaller, and it does come with a rapid ball counterweight, which is cool. And for counterweights, you know, you can use whatever you want. The Duncan makes all different cool ones, or I have a video on how to make your own. You can click right there. Okay, we got 3 yo-yos left. Next one, we are going to go to my good buddy Tom over at Throws and Brews, the Metalhead. I know he did not design this to be a 5A yo-yo, but me personally, I love this yo-yo for 5A. Just like a lot of these yo-yos, it is wider. It's pretty close to the width of the blade, actually. Yeah, it's slightly slimmer than the blade. So it makes for a great 5A yo-yo. And it's manufactured by Rain City Skills. Very high quality. Great for everything. Great 1A yo-yo, great 5A yo-yo. But I really personally like it for 5A. It's very, very stable, very long spinning. And, you know, you're supporting a good buddy over at Throws and Brews. So that's always good. Okay, lastly, we're going to go into a little different. Okay, this one, it's not a bimetal. It's a plastic titanium hybrid. This is the Yo-Yo Empire Ting. There is 3 models. There's an H, a V, and an O. So whatever shape you like, you can get whatever shape you like, and that's really your personal preference. But they all have the same dimensions. So they all have the dimensions, which I personally think is, you know, just about right at competition spec for 1A, but really like perfect for 5A. Just, you know, it's nice and wide, but not too wide. Good diameter where it holds a spin really good. And this yo-yo is just really cool. It's titanium. I have a video where I lit a fire using this. I poured some gas on the ground and boom, and made a fire. It was awesome. But yeah, you can spark them. It's titanium, so it can take a beating. Like this one, I don't know if you could see. If the camera's gonna pick this up, I don't know. But there's like dings all over this thing. Like it's pretty bad. But it still plays absolutely awesome. So, okay, our last one, we are going to do 1 bimetal. The reason I don't want you guys, when you're getting into 5A, to go out and get bimetals is because then you're gonna drop them on your hardwood floor or your concrete, and the rings are going to get loose, or they're going to start vibrating like freaking crazy, and then you're going to blame me. But this one, I can actually say, I have quite a few Magic Yo-Yo Stealths. First off, this is one of the only bimetals you can get for this cheap of a price. It's only 50 bucks. And this thing can actually take a beating. Most of my teammates that compete 5A actually compete with these. Or they did, I don't know if they still do. I think a lot of them are actually using the Focus now too, which is also very good. But I do like the Focus a lot too. The Focus is slightly lighter and faster, so if that's more your thing. But I think personally, the Stealth plays better 5A, in my opinion. I think the Stealth is also more durable. It's more solid feeling. I have 1 Stealth that I use just for 5A. And I have beat the crap out of it, and it still is dead smooth. Works awesome. And you can get them in really cool colors like this and stuff for only $50. So you can't really go wrong. But the most important thing is that you just practice, you know. It's always better to just take whatever yo-yo you got, start doing it, instead of just going online and like, you know, reading all the forums, you know, trying to, it's always better instead of like thinking like, oh God, I need a better yo-yo, that's why I can't do this trick. No, just keep practicing with whatever one you got. And then when you do get a nicer yo-yo, yeah, it'll make it a little easier. But I think practicing on crappy yo-yos kind of makes you better. So, you know, this is really why I did this, the $5 to $50. Because some of you might only have $10 to spend or $5 to spend. Some of you, you know, whatever. You're like, screw it, I'll buy the $200 yo-yo, you know, whatever. That's up to you. If I could recommend one, just one, I would say the Hot Diggity, but you can't get it. So, if I was going to say second one, I don't know. These are all good options. Really was impressed a lot with the Duncan Orbit. That's a little higher on the spectrum. But if you, my number 1 pick for budget is Node. My number 1 pick for like the $40 price range is the Orbit. $30 obviously is the Hot Diggity. And the $50, any of these are all more than good enough. These are all very, very nice areas. So thank you guys for watching. Happy 5A May. Hopefully the video helped you guys that are in the market for some 5A areas. And I'll see you later.